Note: Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer asks Nigerians to tell Buhari government to release IPOB leader. Says judgments are created equal. Exactly. The Supreme Court on Wednesday temporarily suspended Friday's deadline to end the legal tender status of old banknotes, which had caused a cash crisis in the nation. Aloy Ejimakor, the special counsel for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has called on the people, asking Nigerian government to obey the Supreme Court's ruling on extending the deadline for the use of old Naira notes as legal tender, to ask the same government to comply with the court judgment freeing its clients. Sahara reporters had reported that a federal high court in Umuahia, Abia State, the southeast Nigeria, in 2022, ordered the Nigerian government to release the IPOB leader and return him to Kenya, describing his extradition or extraordinary rendition as unlawful and unconstitutional. Prior to the High Court judgment on appeal court sitting in Abuja on October 13, 2022, declared the extradition of Kanu as unlawful. The court, in the unanimous decision, barred any court from trying the IPOB leader. The government appealed the judgment. Also, United Nations Group on Arbitrary Detention and Torture in July 2022, asked the federal government of Nigeria, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, to release Nnamdi Kanu within 6 months and pay him adequate compensation. The recommendations have not been implemented, and the 6 months elapsed in December 2022. The Supreme Court on Wednesday temporarily suspended Friday's deadline to end the legal tender status of old banknotes, which had caused a cash crisis in the nation. The ruling came shortly after the International Monetary Fund said Nigeria should consider extending its deadline to swap old banknotes because of the disruption to trade and payment caused by the shortage of new notes. The Apex Bank decided last year to start circulating the new notes, giving people until January 13 to get rid of their old ones. Meanwhile, because of the government's opposition to the court decision, many Nigerians have called on President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to abide by the ruling of the court. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has said the ruling is binding on the government. By reacting to the calls on the government to obey the order via his Twitter handle, Kanu's special counsel Ejimakor said those calling on the government to obey the court's ruling to also ask the same government to obey court orders that freed his clients. Ejimakor wrote, those asking the federal government to obey the Supreme Court judgment extending the deadline on old Naira notes should also ask the federal government to comply with the court or tribunal rulings that called for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All judgments are created equal. He said, all judgments are created equal. But in Nigeria, all judgments are not created equal. That is it. The federal government decide the ones they will obey. I am really surprised that federal government actually obey this very well, because they are known with, with this, their attitude of not obeying court orders. But we should not just go further to go and be finding out why and all this. You see, these people are just playing games, you understand? And knowing too well that these things they are doing is falling back on Nigerians. We are the ones suffering all these things. They are pretending before us. You understand? They are just pretending. Okay? With this, and all that, they are pretending. And those who are asking, Nigerian government to boycott others, they are doing that because of their selfish interest. Now, coming back to Nnamdi Kanu's issue, say that they talk, say fly when not they hear what. Now they follow dead body, they enter grave. They go cover and put. Since Malami and President Muhammadu Buhari have decided to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no problem. They are running away from this case. That is it. They understand they have no case against the IPOB leader. Even as this case is concerned, no court in Nigeria can try Nnamdi Kanu because they have no case to answer. So what they are just doing here is what they call bad belle. You understand? Personal vendetta. That is just it. And it's really sad that these people are not even thinking about the masses. You see, this is what we are talking about. You need to have a leader. We need to have a leader that always put the masses, at heart, whatever they are doing. You go first put the masses first. It just be like mother when carry pikin. If you rain won't fall like this, you back pikin for back. You go think and say you go carry umbrella so that rain not go beat the baby. If you want comot sun dey shine well, you go first think and say you supposed to carry umbrella to cover the baby. That is how it is with a leader. A good leader always think about those who is under him. But this government, no. Why I'm talking about this now, I am not even talking. I don't just want to go to suffering of Nigerians about this naira, whatever, and all the suffering and all that. I am taking this back to the southeast region. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was adopted in Kenya. And the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been freed. He has been discharged by Nigerian Court of Law. And the same government have refused to obey its own law. But I am surprised today that Nigerian government obey court order. And Nigerians, these people, and these governors who sue Nigerian federal government and CBN government and whatever to court concerning this naira policy, have been wondering where these people dey since. When wahala everywhere, ASO strike, fuel scarcity, bandit killings, and all that, poverty, the economic meltdown here, I never see them anywhere go sue Nigerian government. They are doing this because it's just for their own pockets. They know why they did that. Now, talking about Nnamdi Kanu, Nigerian government also understand that the more they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same way they are holding Igbo in captivity, the more they sit at home, the unknown gunmen killing, Nigerian army killing, burning people's houses. This government should comply and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You have to sit down with agitators and talk with them, listen to them. But the way this is, it's just like this government is ready to run away, leaving this case. I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you.